2017 Canadian Grand Prix live from the Ile Notre Dame on the St. Lawrence Seaway in Montreal, Canada for the return back to the Americas, or STB. The last time was in Brazil last season. We're back in the Americas for the time of the season when we go from Europe to North America in the European season. Very bizarre, but it is a track that most drivers like. It's got some very complex corners, and it's got the infamous World Champions based on this track. Unfortunately, Rigsy couldn't be with me this evening, so LRX Mercury is doing 2 commercial jobs this week. Mercury, welcome to Canada. I know you'd much rather probably be out on the circuit, but you're here in the combat with us tonight. How are you feeling, and what can we expect from the Canadian Grand Prix?
Yeah, hello. First of all, nice to be here. First time commentating Tier 1 for this game this season. So yeah, good to be here. Yeah, it's an interesting track. I think plenty of overtaking opportunities. We will see drivers go for it in some very optimistic places as well. But yeah, I think an interesting race last week. A few instances down the field, some good battles, especially for that P5. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one.
Okay. So, yeah, we've got some very, very good drivers in this topic, especially Matty Banter, Matt, that has said that he could potentially switch during the session. Don't know who that is, but Matty Banter has said. Matty Banter, Matt, has said that he could potentially win this race. What's your thoughts on that?
Davidson's just hit the wall, Maudie. Very hard. He's lucky to still win the session, I think.
Oh, I'm just instructing the person that let the door into the session for us. So yes,
we can worry about that.
Matty Banter, what are your thoughts on him? Because he said that he could challenge Bruno Wilkie this season.
I think optimistic, to say the least. You know, we've only really seen a few people challenge Bruno Will this season. You know, he may have the pace to do so. We don't know until qualifying's up. But yeah, I think it will be a tall order for him, realistically, to challenge for the race victory.
So then, Juninho has gone P number 1, running 9.5, obviously a Tier 2 driver Mercury, so he won't be looking for too much of a good result. I think he'll be hoping to get a bit of practice in for tomorrow's Tier 2 race. But he's on a set of mediums, Mercury. From your practice strategy, how's that going to play a part in the race if it doesn't rain?
I don't think that qualifying the mediums will give you a massive advantage. It will enable you to do the one stop very comfortably, but it's not really the fastest strategy. The fastest strategy is a 2-stop, softs, medium, medium. So maybe they're gambling and trying to go long into the race, hoping for a safety car maybe, and if they've got that one less stop, then it's gonna put them in a good position.
Okay, but EW left then, Mercury has had a good season at the moment. Put me in P number 1, 108.2. He needs to cover, and he needs to, you know, show some good performances. He needs to show himself. He hasn't really shown himself so far this season. Danny P5 then, P6 now, got hit by Goya. What have you made of Goya's 2 races? Has been good.
Yeah, I think he showed in his quali pace that he's got the pace to challenge at least top of the midfield, but he's had a few incidents where, you know, some not his fault, and that has sort of halted his chances of any good points. Obviously, he was hit at turn 1 Azerbaijan last week, again not his fault. So I think he's definitely got something to prove tonight. Yeah, it was him and Jewel. Unfortunately, came together at turn 1. Yeah, he only got through one corner before having to retire.
Oh, Matty Banter has picked up in a P2 there. That's a strong lap from him in the racing point.
Yep, he's ahead of Bruno Will at the moment, so he's doing what he said he was going to do. As we see Hamjam go in pole position, or provisional pole.
Very
So
close.
yeah, the
as
times
well,
will continue to tumble.
Very close. 1:02 for the top three. We'd expect that around Canada, considering it's a shorter circuit compared to last time in Azerbaijan. But yeah, Kevin then, Merkel, I want to just touch on Kevin actually. Kevin's performance so far. Obviously, he's a tier 2 full-time driver, but he is currently leading the tier 2 championship. And he's definitely proven himself to be a good driver, good full-time driver for tier 1 next season.
Yeah, I mean, he's absolutely dominating the Tier 2 Championship at the moment. Really hasn't been troubled by anybody else over the 8 races we've had. I'm pretty sure he's taken 5 victories so far. And yeah, he's had some really good races in Tier 1. He still hasn't had a podium yet. His best finish P4, but I think he'll be happy with the performances he's been putting in STB, in Tier 1 and 2. Yeah, he's definitely put his name down as one of the contenders.
Definitely. So I'm looking at this at the moment. Hamdan Tavares is waiting for the they might be having works. Bruno will.
Sorry, bloody Ham's about to come across the line. He goes P4.
P4
Only under a tenth from P1 to P4. So it's very, very tight in there.
Very tight. But Billy, though, the driver we wouldn't actually expect Mercury to be fair from P2, so that's a strong showing from the McLaren. I believe is coming out back onto the track now, so they'll be hoping to set a quicker lap time in this second run. But I was just happening on the track real quick. Anything interesting going on?
A few drivers starting their laps now. Watching Victor McFly, I think he's invalidated his lap though. He's on a set of medium tyres, so possibly just going for one feeler run before he goes on a new set of tyres. And he's backed off, he's invalidated.
He's strong in the first sector, but Sitsi, he's looking like he's on a good lap here.
He's invalidated on my screen, Maddie, yeah. He's invalidated his lap and he's backed off.
Oh.
He's got enough fuel, he'll obviously try and go again. There's still time for him to get into the pits as well afterwards. Drivers on the lap.
Libro's on the lap, he's going to have a bit of a toe, sorry, Mercury, from a harsh inflection.
Well, he just gets out of the way in the end. Busy getting out of the way. We'll watch as Libero comes up to the final chicane. Where can he put himself in the order?
Could have been a better chicane, but this is looking like a pretty strong lap.
108.8, so not bad from the Williams driver. He's got a decent bank lap in. That just allows him to go really push on that on his final run, which I'm sure he will do. I think Daigaro's on a flying on that. No, he's on an out lap, I think, or an in lap.
So yeah, David's in as well now. Mercury with a different gamer tag. VRL David's in. Looks like he's joined VRL, but it looks like he's actually got a bad lap time there. Currently in P15 at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of them are on either in laps or out laps at the moment. As you see, Juninho pulling into the pit lane. Yeah, so Sitsi should be on his way into the pits. As obviously he didn't get that last lap time in.
Yeah, he's in.
Still haven't seen Davison set his lap time yet. Which could be slightly concerning for him. But we saw in Azerbaijan that he struggled.
Jumps on the lap, Mercury, sorry, so we didn't make a take. I look at this.
Slide on the exit.
A little moment on the exit there, but it's going to be a Nightingale 10th up in the first sector, so he's quicker at the moment. Matty bang, so there goes P1. Didn't expect that.
Well, the times aren't as quick as I thought they'd be at the moment. Obviously, I was expecting to race tonight. The best quali lap I did was a 7.8. As you see, Bruno Will doing an 8 flat. So, yeah, the times aren't dropping as much as I thought they would at the moment. But still 7 minutes left in the session. And Hamjam's on a decent lap.
DRS down the straight then. Very important to activate the DRS as early as possible. Straight when you hit the line, you don't want to lose too much speed. Then a great exit out of the chicane, and it's a 1:07.9. It's P1 for Hamjam.
Yep, strong lap from the Mercedes driver, and at the moment ahead of his teammate and the championship leader. So
this could really cause a stir in the championship. If Hamjam wins this race, because obviously Matt might get squashed with Davizin when he sets a lap. You've got Billy up there, you've got Matty up there. Cause some upset for Bruno Road. Jamham is on par with his personal best, and I'm going to be on board with him, what he can manage here. Yup. Yeah, only just slow, so it's not really a strong lap. Arse.
We'll see if he could have made a mistake on his best lap in that final sector, possibly at the final chicane. It's very easy to make a mistake, so there's a lot of time to be gained. So we'll see what he can do through the final chicane. We'll go on board with him. Pretty clean from the Haas driver. He's whacked the wall with his rear tyre on the exit. That's going to cost him a lot of time. It does improve, but not enough. Definitely cost him a lot of time going up against the walls. Victor McFly goes P6.
I mean, I don't really know, I don't know if you're thinking this as well, but it's obviously 3 tenths between the top 4, like top 5, and then back down to Victor McFly's 5 tenths, so quite a gap between front and midfield at the moment.
Yeah, as I said, the times are a lot slower than what I was expecting. I really thought that the top 10 cutoff would be around about an 8.3 or 2 possibly, so I don't know, maybe we don't know what the weather's going to be like for the race. People could be running partially wet setups, or possibly just not getting the laps that they want to get in at the moment. Billy's on a lap. Oh, it is a big and he's hit the wall when he's round.
Oh, Billy's out of qualifying. Billy's out of qualifying. He's absolutely binned it there off the curb. That is a big moment there from McLaren. He's binned it, and he's lost an air plate there. Mercury's going to have to take it all the way back to the pits now.
Yeah, that's his qualifying over, I think. I'm not sure I'll have enough time to get into the pits.
But it's quite a short lap, so you might be lucky.
I think he'll still struggle. Oh, Janino's nearly done the same thing that Billy's done in the exact same place.
12 for him at the moment. What you'd really expect from a Tier 2 driver racing in Tier 1, near the back of the grid.
Well, we'll watch Matt Maldives. He starts his final run.
Here we go then. This is going to be a world record lap time for Matt Banter now.
Yeah, pretty strong showing from the Racing Point driver, standing in as a reserve. And he is up by half a tenth in that first sector. So looking pretty tidy from him at the moment. He's going to need to get a bit more time through the second and third sector if he wants to challenge for pole position. And he has invalidated his lap. And I think that's his session over with. He's got enough fuel to go for another run.
He was up as well. He was up at 10th this lap, so
he may be trying to go for another run, I'm not sure, but I think Bruno Will has just started his lap and he's backed off Maldi. So I think, yeah, he's going to slow down and try and go for another lap. Must have made a mistake somewhere.
Yes, he is. Right, here we go then.
I'm just watching Daigaro's. He's coming through the final chicane. See what his final... Oh, he's hit Wall of Champions. Seen a few drivers do it, and that's going to scrub off a lot of his speed, and he only goes P9.
That probably foreshadowing though, Flair when he's STB career. And Matt looks like he's about at his lap time. Yeah.
Well, he's still in a very strong position at the moment. We'll see if the guys behind can improve. Billy is out of the session, but Jamham is now coming up to the time being. What can he do? Not Jamham, sorry, that's Vizzy. He's at an 8.2, just behind his teammate.
That's strong. Oh, I was expecting that from VC. He was normally at the back of the grid. That's actually a pretty strong lap.
Hamjam is on a lap, Maudi, but I think he's down on his time. And this is going to be his final lap of the session. Coming up to the final chicane. And he's invalidated as well for good measure. So that looks like Hamjam's session's over. He was down this time anyway.
He was consistent, man.
Okay, so here we go then, Maddie. We're going to watch Bruno Will on his lap, as he looks to be the last one who will challenge for that pole position. He's 10th up in the first sector.
The track is going to be the best now. We're going to use the club on the exit there. Going to have a bit of toe off VC's fellow countryman. That time.
He's invalidated.
You can't get too much onto that curb, Mercury, otherwise, you know. It really
I don't think he'll go for another lap. He's already backed off one of his laps. Davizin's also backed off of his lap, Maudi. So I think most of the drivers have set their laps, their best laps of the session. I think Libero's coming up to the final chicane.
He's on a lap.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just watching Libero's where he's coming through the final chicane, and he's 2 tenths up, so we'll see what he can do. This could put him into P8, and it does, up into P8, 8.5. Now we'll flip to
not McLaren side, Williams, P7, mate.
F1 Gravity's on a lap. He still hasn't set a valid lap time as of yet. Got a little bit of traffic to negotiate through.
DRS then.
He's a little bit hesitant on an entry there. I think he's quite got his setup nailed. We know obviously he didn't really have a lot of time to prepare, and he's gone deep. He's touched the grass on the right hand side. Not the best lap from the Renault driver so far. And it's... I think Bruno Will might have gone for another lap, Maudi.
Let's have a look.
He's invalidated again. But Jamham has made it to the line, Maudi.
Jamham made it. Let's see then, let's see what he's going to do. This is going to be pole position, the track's going to be at its best. Mercury.
Well, he's got the track pretty much to himself. Only an Alfa Romeo just ahead of him of DJ Danny, who will be on his final run as well. But Jamham looking like the only one who's going to challenge for this pole position. We'll see what his delta is coming through the second sector time. It's a 10th and a half up, Maudi, so this could be challenging for at least a front row. A little bit scruffy through the hairpin, and he will have a distant toe from the Alfa Romeo of DJ Danny, who has backed off of his lap. We now have the checker flag out. Bruno Will setting another lap. Tidy through the final chicane. See what he can do coming up to the line. Can he challenge for pole position? He can't, and he hasn't got onto the front row.
P4, he's tipped Matt. I thought Matt was doing pole position, Mercury.
Well, it's still a strong performance from the Racing Point driver. P4, I think he'll be reasonably happy with.
Stays P11. Gravity is in the pit lane. Nino was in the P8. He'll be happy with that. Yeah.
And I think the big story is Davizin down in P7.
After the big story, Mercury is Matt down in P4. So then, Mercury, let's take us through the grid then. P1 is Hamjam 2002. Second is Bruno Will, another front row lockout for Mercedes. Third is Jamham. Fourth, Matty Banter. Fifth, Billy. We've got 3 Brazilians. Sixth is VC, his best qualifying of the season. Seventh, Davizin. Eighth, Juninho. Ninth is Kev Libero. 10th, Kevin. 11th, then he'll have the first free choice of tyre if it doesn't rain. At the start, 11th is Victor McFly. 12th, F1 Gravity. 13th is DJ Danny. 14th is Daigaro. And 15th will be STB Zitzi, who didn't set a lap. The whole grid, top 14, Mercury. raced out by a second, so it is still quite close.
Yeah, I'll just reiterate the point again that the lap times were not as fast as I expected. So yeah, well, it's dry in the race, so I can't put my finger on why the lap times were a bit slow, but bodes well for the race. If they're all that close in pace every lap, we should have a good battle for the top 10.
I think Canada. Canada is always a track that's been very good for overtaking, especially you've got that DRS point, that DRS activation zone, all the way down into the chicane, and then all the way down into so on. So it has got 2 DRS zones three actually around this circuit, Mercury, if we count the one in sector 2. So there is, a lot of A's in terms of overtaking. So I think we could be in for a good race in terms of battles and racing. What do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree. There's, as we said, a lot of places that you can get overtakes done, but it's a track that it takes 100% precision really with your overtakes, and you've got to have faith in the guy that you're trying to overtake, that he's not going to try and send it around the outside of the final chicane, for example, which just cannot go too wide at. So yeah, as long as they all play it smart, I think yeah, we'll see some good battles.
Yeah, obviously we've got the infamous world champions. That chicane. Obviously we've had it real life so many crashes. There's someone left the session. A lot of people keep joining this session, but I mean, we must be of high demand to the outside of STB. But anyway. The World Champions Mercury, of course, in real life, there's a lot of crashes. Of course, we've got Damon Hill crashed there, Michael Schumacher, David Coulthard's crashed there, and even Fusion has crashed there, and he's a 4-time STB champion. So it definitely shows, if you crash at World Champions, you could well be a World Champion. So, but do you think we'll be expecting any crashes at that corner? Because I think it is a corner that can mess up a lot of people's races.
I think with the World of Champions, it is inevitable at some point there to be any sort of contact or somebody squeezed into the wall. Luckily, that we don't have any STB champions on this grid tonight, so hopefully we'll keep it clean for that final chicane. But no, we're missing a lot of STB champions tonight that started the season.
I'm sure they'll be back ready to go next week in France. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We've got the 2-stop strategy coming up here now, Mercury. As you said, soft, medium, medium. That's good for me tomorrow. It's also good for these drivers in the practice. First then is Hamilton 2002 in his Mercedes. He'll be hoping to do the same as he did. I believe it was him in Monaco. I still get confused between these two brothers, Mercury. It's not good. Second is Breedable. Third is Jam. That is your top 3. Fourth is Matt McBain and Pino before now. He's racing point. He is hoping for the victory and instead he's going to win. 3 lights. It's 4 lights Mercury. It's 5 lights for the Aramco's Canadian Grand Prix. You can see all the sponsors and it's lights out at the very, very long wait we've got.
Yeah,
I don't know
we've got a glitch start on our end. So we'll wait now as I think they've just had their lights on their screen.
Lights out and away they go. Great start there from Hamilton.
Oh, we got a McLaren sideways. They're 4 wide.
The hardest off the track. That's VC there. Off the circuit. Matt there is going to be getting involved now. He's going to get on very, very dangerously. We come down now. He's keeping 6 now. We've got at the back of the field. Bama's had a bit of contact there down in turn 1. And he's down in P15. Now 12 is Danny. He's going to have to navigate through Kevin P11. We've got some battling going on here. We've got someone like David and Matty. Now, Matty has been caught down on the start. He's now got David down straight.
Fantastic start.
What a start there from Hamilton. That's really what wants to say. David is on Matty. Matty has not gone around the ball there. A lot of time.
And here comes Libero as well.
Libero will be inside this contact. Red Bull there. 2 Williams has had a great start. P5 and 6. That is the best start for Willie, the best start for Libero this season. And now down straight is going to be slipstream. All these drivers down straight. Great start. Great start, Mercury for Hamza at 1.7 seconds is the gap.
Already, and Bruno hasn't got the pace to respond at the moment, so that'll be an intriguing battle to keep an eye on throughout this race. As we see, Daigaro, I think, has had a bit of an incident at the back. He's been overtaken by Billy. Billy had an awful start as well. Yeah, he got caught up on the grid. I think he had some wheel spin, or he had contact with somebody, and I think he was lucky to get away with damage.
There you go, B9 physics, and he's had a decent position. These people lost a lot of positions. Just don't remember, he did lock up down to someone and went wide. Let's take the escape route, the road off. 1 and 2, but we've got a good battle on our hands now. Jamham versus Bruno Will. Jamham is really going in now. As we've got a Red Bull up the inside, that's Giuseppe. No start Kevin Desarri on his fellow countryman. Got the overtake him on Danny, and then we try to come back at him with the slipstream and the overtake mode now down the straight. Mercury in the slipstream.
And he's got slipstream on Busy.
There you go then, right, here we go. Inside goes Kevin Desarri in that position from Danny. He's running it off there from the Red Bull. That's going to have to try and pick his way now. Turn 1 and 2 to get due to BCB over the real fast of the Grand Prix, but then he's back up the inside of the Red Bull. Contact there between the two drivers. And they've pushed off the circuit, but then he's going to try to running outside.
Danny's caught the grass.
On the grass, that was very, very impressive there from the Red Bull Mercury.
I think Danny sent one up the inside, and Kevin thought that it was a bit optimistic, and just left him out on the outside, hanging to dry really.
Jamham is going to have DRS on Bruno Will. Remember, Mercury, it's essential that drivers keep DRS. If you don't have DRS in the requirements, you are sitting duck. Gravity, freezing time, penalty. Jamham now is right behind the Mercedes, Mercury. It's called probably another take.
Hansen on the back of Matty as well. He's putting pressure on Racing Point driver to make sure that he keeps up with the lead guys. I think Jamham's a little bit too far back on this occasion. Libero dropping off the back of his teammate.
That DRS is obviously going to aid him. Even if you have DRS down the straight, it's going to keep him within that 5 tenths gap that he needs. If he does it good in the corners, then he'll have an opportunity in a few laps. But it's very not spaced out. There's no vehicle action as yet. Any more so. Zix is looking quite strong at the moment behind the top flight.
Both of those drivers starting on the medium tyres as well, can't forget that. So that can play into their hands later on. They've showed good pace at the start of this race, the pair of them, so good progress.
Definitely. Giannino then is behind Libero. Libero had a great start, Mercury. Libero started P9, 3 positions off the start. What did you think of his start, Mercury? I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, it was a fantastic start. I think he just followed his teammate through.
Made a mistake on the exit. Sorry, Mercury. Made a mistake on the exit. That's going to get him out of the rest of it on Matty. Sorry, carry on.
He's going to have it this lap, but yeah, I think he should be able to push back onto the back home. Yeah, he's used a bit of his overtake, and he's within the 1 second gap already. But yeah, Libero, as we see Kevin making a move on Vizzy into the final chicane. It's important for his afternoon. But yeah, Libero just sort of followed his teammate through. Yeah, really good start. I think he's struggling for pace a little bit now as we see Giannino's past him.
Sorry, Mercury, I keep cutting you off, but this is some good action here. Down in the turn number 2, running outside. Really good. Vincent Doggo's going to get the double.
Oh,
big contact! Massive crash! Massive crash! He's out of the Grand Prix. He's absolutely safety cars been deployed. Beast has been taken out as well. Oh, Mercury, did you see that? That was a massive crash.
Oh my goodness, that was huge on all 3 drivers' behalf. Safety car clearly needed in that situation. Daigaro got the move on the inside. Vizzy left Billy out to dry, but again, just left the space on the inside. And I think Daigaro gave him a squeeze a little bit too early. And yeah, 3 into 1 doesn't go.
Massive crash, massive scenes here in Canada. safety car is deployed. We'll have our first safety car in a few weeks, probably, isn't it, in Tier 1?
First race that I'm not in.
Well, I mean...
And Hamjan's coming to the pits, Maudi. I think most drivers are going to do so, and Mercedes are going to double stack here, Maudi, so I think Bruno Wheel's going to lose out on at least 3 positions.
Not too much
It's a
delay.
slow stop.
Not too much delay, he's going to have to wait for the Williams.
Oh, he's been released right into the path of the Williams, and Matt's had a front wing change, but he has been jumped by Hamjan in the Haas. Janham, sorry.
Off in the pit lane, but Danny's in P3, and the guy that caused the crash under safety car, Daigaro, leads the Canadian Grand Prix Mercury, because I think that was Daigaro there that caused the gap to close so much that the drivers have banged into the wall.
I think we'd need to see some other angles. It was definitely one, you know, he'd got the move done essentially, but
yeah, from my angle,
that doesn't mean that, you know, he shouldn't have left space. I think he was under the impression that he just had Vizzy on his left. And only left the space for the one car, so possibly Billy, you know, should have backed out of that, and I think he's learnt that the hard way.
Yeah, so yeah, Billy, disappointing there from the McLaren. He had a decent start, so he was in a decent position. He's just not had the form this season for McLaren. I think Ron Dennis might be a little fuming with his performance, I think, so far this season, but. Thanks, guys. Keep employed. And Daigaro leads the Grand Prix. This could cause an upset for Hamdan, including Williams, and Matty, who's all the way down now in P8, trying to get a start to the Grand Prix. Well, or safety car, sorry.
Well, yeah, he got away from the grid pretty well. He held his own against Davison. Yeah, Daigaro's pitted. It's interesting.
That's so weird.
He's going to drop right to the back of the field now. But yeah, Matt had a decent start, and he kept Davison behind, but he also picked up a bit of wing damage somewhere. Well, I realised that Sitsy's on a set of hard tyres. They will go to the end of the race, but they're going to be so slow that I don't think they're really going to be challenging.
I don't know what Daigaro's doing.
Well, maybe he's had a change of mind at the very last minute. Wants to go to the end of the set of hards. Obviously he's at the back, so realistically he's got nobody to worry him from behind. We'll have to see what he does, what his lap times are like. Same with Sitsy as well, right in the middle of the whole field.
Very weird,
set hards.
in my opinion. He was leading the Grand Prix Mercury, he started on the mediums and so Danny's in P2 now on set of mediums.
Yeah, he's essentially got one more stop, and the rest of these guys most likely. Safety car is in this lap, Malik. Very quickly.
We've been out for 2 laps. Usually it's 3. So then, Hamdan will lead the drivers. Are we going to have a Mugello situation in real life? No, we're not, because it's Canada. Is DJ Danny going to get him off the start? Probably not. It's DJ Danny. Is Jamham going to get through? You know, we're going to find out.
Bruno Wheel's really backing off it.
Bruno Wheel. Into those tyres. The driver's trying to hit into the tyres here. He's gone. Jamham has got it. He's sorry for my French. He's pissed off. He's like, you know what, no. Stop this. I'm gone. P3 then. He's
had a good restart.
Off the Alfa Romeo. They're all in, straight. And wheel to wheel, it's just, behind each other. But Daigaro,
I'm going to go on the liberate.
I'm confused, I still don't know why he's looking.
And he's already 1.3 seconds off the back of these guys.
He's got 2 damage, I think. A little bit of damage, I think.
He's getting overtaken now by the rest of the field. Even Daigaro.
Right, we're going back to the make some places now, Mercury. Right on the back of
well, you see Sitsi Maudi, he's already struggling to keep onto the back of Matt, and he's going to get swamped by these 2 behind.
He's gone really deep. really deep into that hairpin now, and Albert is not live. Now, we're not the eyes, we're not overtake. With bad on him. I don't know why he's not using the overtake, to be honest.
Sissy's got very good straight line speed. He usually runs quite a low downforce, low drag setup, so I think he's done that for Canada as well. So Victor McFly may need to wait for DRS to be enabled before he can try and go for
We
it.
go, he's open for soft runners now, P8, lap 8 to lap 12.
Libero's out.
Libero has retired. Out of the Canadian Grand Prix.
It's a shame for him. He had a good start. Just couldn't keep up the pace, I think, in the end, and obviously picked up a bit of damage. And safety car restart.
Right there,
Jam Ham's looking racy.
Of Danny now, yeah. This overtake mode now for the harsh drive, but this could really cause an upset for these drivers here. We've got damage in as well. This could be a big moment for Doug to get some points.
It's about to move up the inside, but I think it's better of it. Getting into the slipstream down the straight. Won't have DRS as of yet. Still one more lap until it is deployed, but Jam Ham's got good straight line speed, so he may just be able to breeze past the Alfa Romeo as Danny doesn't look to defend. So Jam Ham's looking up the inside at the final chicane, and easy as you like, up into P2.
Oh, but Danny's made a mistake. I think Wilson's made a mistake. Someone was off the shot there, side by side.
Yeah,
Danny's up the
Bruno Wills got past him.
Taken, sorry. So that was a slide one there.
He's got wing damage, Maudie.
Oh, okay.
Danny's got wing damage.
Danny that had to slide.
Yeah, and Davidson's going to need to get his way past now so that he can keep up with this train of three guys. Hamjam again is just checking out in front, disappearing off into the distance.
So is Danny going to go now to set hard compound tyres? That could be an option.
I don't think
goes
it's
the
an
end.
option. I think he has to go for a set of hards and just hope possibly for a safety car in the race. Davison basically pushing DJ Danny through that chicane there. We will get DRS, but he's now getting caught from Janino. And Janino, oh, he's thinking about the looks at the inside.
He's really surprised me as well, and he's got fucking damage up there.
Right, here comes Davison.
Matt's not.
Danny's defending.
No, he's not showing pace. I thought he was going to win the time.
Still plenty of time, but I think his window is definitely closing if he wants to at least get a podium. Danny and Janino are going to hold him up quite a lot. So he's going to need to try and find his way past, as Davison's just done on that last lap. Bruno Will struggling to keep with Jam Ham.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Because Bruno Will, you know, you would expect him to...
Janino right on the back of Danny.
These drivers, but he's just not got the pace. But Janino is on the back of Danny. He's just trying to get a DRS. Here we go. Down the straight, overtaking over Bradley Shack. He's taking a lot of DRS. Here we go. He's number 5 for the Red Bull. He could be a threat tomorrow in this week.
Yeah, Danny's just getting swamped now with the front wing damage that he's got. I don't think he's going to have to pit sooner rather than later. We'll see if Danny lets Matt through here. I think he is around the outside. So Matt back up into P6. He's got his, one of his tier 2 drivers in front of him, so definitely a bit of rivalry between those two. He's going to want to get past as soon as possible. Kevin and Victor McFly looking very, very close together as well.
Yeah, very surprised actually. I knew the battle was going to be really close, so I didn't think there was going to be this action-packed here today.
It's been good so far, and it looks like there's a battle brewing for well, 2 of the podium places from P2 to P4. Hamjam in control of this race at the moment.
Davin's got some good pace, hasn't he, behind Bruno Will?
And DJ Danny and Sitsi side by side. Sitsi gets a move done on the outside of the chicane.
For a yellow flag,
Victor McFly. He spun it on exit.
Victor McFly is in the ball. He's pinned it.
And he was looking quick as well, possibly on for a decent result. And yeah, he's just dropped
right on the back of Giannino. He's going to be right on. He's going to be right on it now.
Yeah, Bruno Will as well, looking very quick after that first stage of the safety car restart, looking to get past Jamham and possibly chase down his teammate.
The gap is 3 seconds. Hamjam, it looks like he's having the same sort of race he had in Monaco. But yeah, Matt then needs to clear Giannino quick as possible. It'll slide out with the chicane there. Looks like he's struggling with the rear stability Mercury on exit corners. It's not very smooth on the exit.
Oh, it's a circuit that depends on the rears quite a lot. You've got to make a compromise with your setup to be as good as you can through the corners without compromising the stability.
Let's have a look then. Bruno, it's calmed down a bit now for Mercury, but it looks like we have our podium battle on our hands now. Bruno will gathers in.
Giannino's staying about 2.3 seconds behind these guys, running about at a similar pace. So if these guys do start battling, it could throw these two in the mix, as well as Sixty, who is going to the end on those hard tyres.
Yes, so will the top 6 pit again?
Yes, yeah, they'll have to pit once more.
Okay, so this could, I mean, 60. You said the speed Mercury is going to be slow at the end for Zixi because he's pitting in the safety car, but I mean, he's in a good position at the moment.
Yeah, he's not in a bad position.
Okay, result.
Those hards will be very, very difficult to keep cars behind. At the ends, we see Matty's right on the back of Giannino, possibly looking for a move into turn 1 here. Giannino's going to go defensive, and Matt's going to have to go the long way around the outside of turn 1. Can he get it done?
Around
the outside, they've made a bit of contact.
His way around the outside there, but no, he's been forced off one by the Brazilian. The Brazilians know how to race, they know how to keep their position. That is essential.
Yeah, good defending from Giannino. He's not making a move so far on Jamham, but he is still right there with him.
Will then in P number 3. He's not, you'd expect him to overtake Jamham now, but looks like
he's close on this occasion. Yeah, he's not using his CRS.
Bruno will though. Mercury needs to look at his DRS. Like 18 minus 2%, so he's
but he's not using it. He's close enough where if he chooses a burst overtake, he can get the move done on Jamham. So I don't think he really is interested in getting past him at the moment. I think he's just trying to follow him.
This is what he normally does. He normally saves his DRS and then uses it all near the end of the race. He's very good at activating that ERS when it's important times to do so. So that's off to Bruno Will. Mercury, what lap do you expect the front runners to pit then for the set of mediums?
It would probably be around about lap 22, possibly a bit sooner, around about lap 20, 21. Will be the earliest that we'll see guys coming in. Some may try and extend the stint, try and get the fresh tyres towards the end.
Right, DRS at Bruno Will. I don't know why he's not using his overtake, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't think he really wants to overtake Jamham at this stage, but it is hurting his chances if he wants to get the race victory. As I think he is a little bit quicker at the moment. As we see, Kevin's got his way past 60.
Down the straight.
He may come back at him here.
He's going to come back at him. tried to, but the point is not got the DRS. Right then, take his foot, Davies in. He's keeping the Bruno Will at the moment.
Yeah, I think Davidson's sort of watching the progress of these two. He's a very smart driver. He won't use a bunch of his overtake or go for a move if he doesn't need to. So I think he's just biding his time, keeping it clean and trying to get a move at the end. As we see Jamham's built a gap up to Bruno Will all of a sudden. And you see Matt's made his way past Juninho. And Victor 5 out of the session.
Tired. Is that on the circuit?
It was, yeah. But his car is still going. For the VSC, yeah, it's off at turn 1. As we see, Juninho's pulled into the pits. I think he may have picked up a bit of damage. Red Bull driver.
Red Bull thing change.
He has.
Yeah, the top front wing up.
So that's,
he had good pace as well.
Yeah, that's why Matt finally passed. Just before the hairpin, he's obviously hit the wall at the chicane. So Bruno Davison and Jamham have all spread out now. This could be the stage where they're starting to burn off what tyres they've got left, ready for their pit stops. Yeah, Jamham's pulled from Bruno Will so far.
But Davison is keeping the gap to Bruno Will, so that's interesting to see. But then Bruno Will now has lost time to Jamham, so I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They're all out of DRS range. It's very strange considering they've followed each other around for so long.
About 19 then of the Canadian Grand Prix, and this is the time normally where it does get quiet. But maybe the pit stops will cause a commotion.
Well, yeah, hopefully it will at least bring these guys closer together. I think unless there's a mistake from Hamjam, he is looking in control of this race. But yeah, the battle for the podium, and more importantly, the championship is definitely on.
Davison, Mercury, obviously a driver that is the championship tyre, and he needs to get as many points over Bruno Will as possible. He's not showing the pace to be able to get past Bruno Will at this point. He needs to get as many points over his rival as possible, as now Bruno Will is in the DRS of Jam.
Sitsy's looking to regain his position on Kevin, so I think the mediums are starting to hit their drop-off point, as Sitsy on the hards is looking like the quickest at the moment.
Right, we go DRS then. Yeah, he's looking pretty quick at the moment.
And Gravity's out of the session, and that's in the pit lane.
Gravity was in the pit lane.
He was in the points.
Today.
Juninho's made his way past DJ Danny as well.
Right, so let's see if Zitsy can try and get some sort of a... let's have a look at the gaps in the leader. So Zitsy's 14 seconds. So how long would you say a pit stop is around this kind of a circuit?
Probably just over 20. About 23.
20. So Zitsy is going to inherit the lead pace at the moment. If he loses, about 8-9 seconds, and that's a different story. But at the moment, he is in.
And Hamjam's pit. Hamjam into the pits. Jamham's followed him as well. So those are the first two to blink, and they are going for the undercut. Both drivers ahead in the battles, but obviously feeling like they can get a better advantage pitting early. Davison has dropped off the back of Bruno Will at the moment. Matt's coming to the pits as well. He's looking to get an undercut possibly on Davison, who's dropping off pace.
Yeah, Matt's not showing the pace, to be honest. Well, I won't lie, he's not showing the pace. Right. Obviously, I think he'll be in full command tomorrow, though, to be honest, Mercury.
Yeah, he's definitely showed good pace. I mean, he's still on for a good result here. Interesting enough, Maui Hamjam's already behind Sitsi. So I think the guys behind are going to catch him quite quickly, but Sitsi could be on for a top 5 finish at least.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know, though, how bad the tyres are going to fall off at the end. It's looking to be about what's going to happen in the next few laps. But Hamjam is doing a stellar job here in Canada. Absolutely amazing performance from the Mercedes. Dominated pretty much the whole Grand Prix. It's just been an immaculate performance. But Zitzi now, he's on the back of Kevin. The all magnitude down to the 1 minute not. DRS. Didn't assist him this time though. Wait, another lap.
Is on the back of these guys, possibly looking to make a move already on the Renault driver, and he is up the inside. Gets the move done. Very important for his race that he got that move done.
Stellar move from Hamjam 2000. That is a stellar move from the Mercedes. And now Zitzi's gone a bit deep into the chicane. And now Hamjam's be right on the back now of Kevin as he's got the overtake mode, DRS to assist him down the straight. Kevin's going to not go defensive. He's going to let the Mercedes through there. Great overtaking move there from Hamjam. DRS, taking advantage of the extra speed. And Kevin dives into the pit lane. Would you look at that, Mercury?
He sets fastest lap of the race for good measure. Now Matt is on the back of Vizzy, who's on very old tyres, and it's going to be an easy move for the Racing Point driver.
He's lost a lot of time there, hasn't he, in the pits?
He has.
Lost time, a lot of time in the pits.
He's lost about 2 seconds at least to Jamham. 2 out in front, still haven't hit Audi. And they've been on those tyres for 17 laps. Are they going to try and stretch it and go on the softs at the end?
Davidson and Bruno?
Yeah.
I don't know, but Hamjam is rapid at the moment. He is very quick at the moment on those fresh medium compound tyres.
Well, he's already 4 seconds behind Davizin, who is battling for the podium. Davidson's still got to pit. And Bruno Will has come to the pits. Davison stays out. I don't know if that extending that stint's going to help him at all. We'll have to see where he comes out. Sixty's just gone past, and Jamham's going to be going past already. So where is he going to come out in comparison to Jamham? He's a long way back, and I think Matt's going to jump him here. Coming out of the pit lane, they're side by side. He's just managed to hold the position.
Wait, now he's going to be hungry. He's got warmer tyres now. Bruno Will's got to warm those tyres up. Mercury, and Matt's going to try to go the inside, but Bruno Will's going to be defensive. Right, DRS now, Matt. DRS. He's going to have to take advantage now, overtake everything.
I don't think he wants to at this stage of the race. I think he knows that Bruno's on cold tyres, and that his race pace is probably a little bit better than Matt's. So he may just try and use this as an advantage to try and catch back up to Jamham. But Bruno Will's now 4.4 seconds behind the Haas driver.
Interesting. Very interesting.
And Davison pit.
Yeah, he's pitted. Yeah, he's pitted 2 stops. So there you go. He continues. Davison is in the pit lane.
See if he can come out closer to Bruno Will.
Oh, here we go. Matt's going to have the advantage now. Here we go. That's a Porsche came from Bruno Will. Matt's going for DRS now. I would have died from there.
And where is Davison going to come out? Davison's on a set of softs, Maddie. He's going for it.
Here we go then.
Where's he going to come out?
This could be a fastest lap as well. He's trying to get as many points in this race as possible, so he's going for it. He's going to have a lighter fuel load as well. So he could well take those tyres 10 laps. He's going to be rapid now on this stint. Right, Kevin then he's on the back of VC. This is the battles now. This is what we want. Kevin, DRS on VC. He's got to be able to take them. There you go. P number 6.
He's gone deep, and that's going to give Vizzy the opportunity.
Right, Juninho, not Kevin, sorry. Defensive those, the Red Bull. He's going to go very deep, but that's going to help him with traction to get back in the slipstream. Well. The DRS overtake everything down the straight. Here we go, down the straight, side by side. Left him for chips there. What a move there.
Sissy's boxed.
He's up now.
Sissy's come into the pits.
He's speeded.
Obviously didn't think he could get to the end on a set of hards he was on, and this battle between Bruno Will and Matt is now for the podium. Matt seems to be struggling a bit.
Softs now.
Yeah, this strategy could work for him. He's not too far off the back of Davizin now.
Davizin side by side with Kevin.
Ah, that's a... Don't see many overtakes around the outside of turn 5, but Davizin's made it work. And up into P6 on the set of softs.
I don't know why he's going defensive for. Down the straight. You can't really take advantage of DRS down that straight really. It's just to keep up, I think. To keep the gap maintained down that straight. I don't know why he went defensive then, but now he's going to have to be pace on Juninho. Now, Mercury, so he is just rapid.
We'll have to see where he can drag himself up to. He's still a long way off of Matt and Bruno Will. So whether he can close that gap or not will be interesting. As we see Danny come into the pits for his final stop on a set of softs. And these guys will be battling for the final points positions. No, he hasn't showed the pace in this race. So, difficult one again.
Yeah, he's got a front wing change as well.
He's still in charge.
Try and get past Daigari for the final point. But yeah, very lonely race I think for Danny. I haven't seen him with anyone. Right, Davizin then on the back of Juninho now. Mercury, so he's going to make quick work of the Red Bull.
Yeah, Juninho doesn't go defensive. He knows that that's not his battle to pick. And he's still on for a good haul of points. And now Davizin's been set free to go and chase down Matt. As we see Bruno Will is on a charge as well. Maudi. As he is 1.3 behind Jamham. He's closed the gap by a second in a lap.
Crunch time now for Bruno Will. P2 now. Davizin's P5 is rival. So this is going to be another big haul of points over Davizin. Because Hamjam and Jalham have been good this season, Mercury, but they haven't actually had many good points finishes compared to Davizin. Start of the season it was Davizin and Bruno Will that we thought were the contenders.
Well, the rate that they're going at the moment, they could put themselves on for a late championship charge. They are on some good points at the moment. Bruno Will sets the fastest lap on a set of medium tyres. Quicker than Davizin on a set of softs.
Wow.
Shows the relentless pace that the championship leader has.
This is what always Bruno Will does. He always saves his ERS and uses it when he needs to. It's great. It's a great strategy for the Brazilian. He definitely knows how to win races, and that's why he's leading the championship by so much at the moment.
60s on the back of Kevin. Kevin looked to hold him off as long as possible, I think. Obviously, 60s tyres will die towards the end of the race, but there's only 6 laps to go. So this will be a good battle for P6 between the 3 drivers. But here comes Bruno. Will Jamham go defensive? He doesn't cover the inside, so Bruno will up the inside. Easy move from the Mercedes driver, and he's up into P2.
I love the RS idea. I love it. Jamham down to P3, but still Jamham, great performance in P3. But Matt might have some pace in those closing stages, so don't count him out for a potential surprise podium here.
Well, we'll have to see what Jamham's lap times are doing compared to him. He seemed to be on a decent pace as Vizzy sets the fastest lap, and Danny has just put himself up into P10, final points position ahead of Baigaro. Those two will be battling it out to the end of the race.
Oh, there's been a spin! Kevin has been tagged by Zitzi there.
Yeah, and I think he's letting him back through. That's going to hurt both their afternoons, I think.
Sportsmanship there from him. Very good sportsmanship from Zitzi.
He's right back on the back of him, looking to make the move already. And Zitzi's going to have a great chance here down the straight.
But these drivers can't keep their front off each other's diffusers here. DRS. Sweet, I love DRS Mercury. I love it. I love the 3 DRS down this track. Love it. Down the straight. Sweet, so like P7. There you go. No messing about for the run.
So Zitzi's now going to have to chase after the other Red Bull of Janino. 15-lap old mediums, so those tyres are really going to be going off towards the last few laps, which we're going towards now. Matt has closed the gap ever so slightly to Jamham, but they're on very, very similar pace at the moment. And by the looks of it, Bruno Will is going to run out of time to catch his teammate.
Gap is 5.96 seconds between the 2 Mercedes, but again, Mercury, the 1-2 for Mercedes, so realistic.
Well, they really have been dominant this season. They're about 100 points clear of Williams in the constructors' standings. So,
Williams,
yeah.
Well, I'll take back my comment just about being realistic.
The points from Williams obviously coming mostly from Davizin. Libero's picked up a few here and there, but yeah, I think the Haas and Alfa Romeos aren't too far behind as well in that constructors' battle.
Pass.
But yeah, Hamjam and Jamham finish where they are, as we see Six has finally made his way past Janino, and Janino's had to let his teammate through as well. He hit the wall, I think, Paddy. I don't know if you caught that, but he's got wing damage.
Yeah, a bit of damage there on that Red Bull.
And he's out.
He's had the pace. He's had the pace, but he's been very unlucky. But that'll be good practice for him. He knows he's got the pace ready for tomorrow. And he was I think he did a 108.3, which is very strong for front of the grid tomorrow in Tier 2. So that is a good practice little thing there for Janino, ready for tomorrow.
Danny and Daigoro are still battling it out as well, which is now for the last 2 podium spots, and Vizzy's into the pits as well. These two both pitting on to a new set of softs, going for the fastest lap also, Vizzy doing the same. So the only battle on track at the moment is
Who was that, sorry?
Kevin and Sitsi. Vizzy, Daigara and Danny all on a new set of softs.
Okay. Oh, Danny DRS.
He's going to go past the Ferrari driver yet again. Same place, and he's actually got a Hamjam coming up to lap these two just behind him, which shows you the relentless pace that he has had in this race. He's absolutely dominant from start to finish. Matt is closing on Jamham, Maldi, but I think he's going to run out of laps here.
Yeah. He did say that he had good pace, and the gap now around, the match is like 1.5 seconds, but he just doesn't have enough time.
Kevin's still looking to get past Sitsi. Those soft tyres will be dying at this point. Davizin has a little bit disappointed with his pace, I think. Didn't really close up to Matt at all. And he's just in no man's land in P5 at the moment.
Yeah, I don't think the advantage from softs to mediums is that much on this circuit. Obviously, it's a very short track compared to most, so you wouldn't really expect much of a gap. But I was expecting Davizin to try and get himself on a charge, but he wasn't meant to be here this evening. But it's another time going down the back straight. Not enough time going down the back straight here. Is he going to lap Daigaro? Who knows?
I don't think he will. Those two on the soft tyres. Danny sets the fastest lap on the penultimate lap as Hamjam starts his final lap. Matt is still closing that gap, but yeah, it's too little too late. We'll see if Kevin can make his way past Sitsi. He's a little bit too far back on this occasion, I think. So he's going to have to do it on the final lap, possibly into the chicane. We'll see here, he's a little bit closer, Maldi. Is he going to go for a move into turn 1 on the final lap?
Here we go. Oh, no. I thought he was going to go for it then. I was getting really excited, but no.
Oh, he's got one more opportunity.
His tyres could be going off at this point, Mercury.
Yeah, they've hit the cliff. Same with Davizin, who's dropping right off now on pace. But whose pace has not dropped off, Maldi, is Hamjam 2002. Absolute dominant performance. And this is going to be only his second victory in STB. First coming a few rounds ago in Spain.
Oh yes, because Monaco he came third, didn't he? Yeah. I get messed up. I get mixed up. But no, Hamjam, another incredible performance from the Mercedes. Proving himself in STB. That is a victory for Hamjam. Second is B.R. Bruno Will. Third is going to be Jamham. Close behind him is going to be Matt. But Jamham actually goes up to P2. Bruno Will has had penalties this race. Fourth is Matty.
And Kevin possibly looking for a move on Sitsi. Can't quite do it on the final lap.
No, he's messed up the chicane there. We will interview Matty instead of Bruno Will due to the English speaking. But fifth is Davizin. Sixth, Kevin. We did get the overtake on Sitsi at the end on penalties. Eighth, VC. Ninth will be Diego Danny, but he doesn't going to be any sort of overtake. Danny going to lock his brakes. No, but Daigaro's going to lock his brakes though, down into the hairpin.
Well, interesting enough, if Matt had stayed clear of that penalty, he only would have been just under 0.4 of a second off the podium.
There you go.
His pace at the end was, yeah, I think I'll be happy with that going into the race tomorrow.
Stellar performance from Matty, but he said he was going to win tonight, so point in there for the racing point.
Yeah, brilliant result from the Mercedes team. Didn't quite get the 1-2, but yeah, Hamjam just untroubled.
Well, they did on track, so they'll take that, I think.
Yeah, nobody could stop the Hamjam in the Mercedes.
The Hamjam. There you go. He wants to know what the crowd are saying. And that is the trophy for the Canadian Grand Prix. What a performance there from Hamjam. Getting another victory in STB. And I'm sure he'll be taking this momentum into France next week, Mercury. I think it could be a very good race for him next week at, I was about to say, Monaco then. Paul Ricard. First then is Jam Ham 2002. Second is his brother. It's a whole Jam family situation. P1 to P2. Second is Jam Ham. Third is Biro Bruno Will. Fourth is Matt. We'll get an interview from him very soon. Fifth is Biro Davizin. Sixth, Kevin. Seventh was Zitzi in the end. Eighth, VC. Ninth, Danny. 10th, Daigo. He'll take a point, I think. And then your non-finishers, Eugenio, F1 Gravity, LMT Victor McFly, KF Libero, and Billy. A massive crash, Mercury, to cause safety car. But he'll be back in France, raring to go at the French Grand Prix.
The only driver not to get a penalty was F&T Kevin in the end.
There you go. That'll be good for him tomorrow.
A track that's very easy to pick up track limit warnings, and no surprise that most drivers did get one in the end.
Okay then, Bruno Will came third, but Matt was the closest to P4. Matt, include your audio. I'm going to give you a quick interview. He said he was going to win tonight. What went wrong?
I really didn't really mean it fully, but I thought I could get close to it.
You did.
But I still tried as hard as I could. I mean, I did my first lap in qualifying with a broken wing for 2 sectors. I honestly think Paul was probably on the books, but it wasn't to be really. But okay. I would happily take P4.
Obviously, it's been a good proving ground, a good little practice session tonight for Tier 2 tomorrow. What are you expecting from the race tomorrow, and who do you think you're going to be battling with at the front?
I think Kevin just shown he might finish 10 seconds down on me, but I think because he finished down on qualifying, so I think his pace looks good, and he got no penalties as well. So that's something to look out for, because if I'm going to be close to me and he's got no penalties, and I do, that's something to look out for.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. Jam Ham P2. Your family must be very happy today. 1-2 for the brothers. Take us through your race and how you're feeling after your Canadian Grand Prix. P2, good result.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. I think I maximised the result. Quali, I was really happy with the third. Didn't get the best lap out of it, but I mean, it was good enough. And then, yeah, in the race, just knew Bruno Will had quite a few penalties, so didn't push as hard as I probably could have done, just making sure I wasn't picking up any warnings. And yeah, I reaped the rewards and came in second. So yeah, really happy with that.
Okay, thank you. Ham Jam, pretty dominant display from you here in Canada. You had great qualifying pace. You've shown that in the race. How you feeling? Second win in STB. Canada, I'm guessing it's a track that you enjoy a lot.
Yeah, it is. I'm really happy with that, because the last few races over various leagues I've not had the best of luck. I was surprised to get pole really with that lap. Personally, I've done laps that were a lot better than that one, but yeah, obviously it was nice to get the pole, and then everyone behind battling was really helpful really. So then just managed to sort of pull a gap, and really it was all about just managing the gap, managing the fuel and the battery from there.
Okay. Obviously, next week is the French Grand Prix. What are your opinions about that track? Some drivers think it's very boring.
I don't mind the track. I think it can produce good racing at times. It's not one of my best tracks, but I'd be hoping to be there or thereabouts.
Okay. It's France, isn't it, next week? Is that correct? Yes, yeah. It is France. Sorry. Got mixed up with this new calendar. 22 races in the season. Thank you, Ham Jam, and well done on your victory. Great performance. We'll see you next week in France. So yeah, that concludes then your Canadian Grand Prix live from the Montreal, the circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal. That is your TL1 Canadian Grand Prix. Mercury, thank you for joining me in the combox this evening. Hopefully Rixie will be back with us next week for the French Grand Prix. Well done to the podium finishers. Well done to Matty for getting P4. Unfortunately, it wasn't P1 for him, but he'll be hoping to get a performance next week in Tier 2. Tomorrow, in Tier 2. Well done to everyone that competed here this evening. Do join LRS Mercury again this week. As I said, he's doing a double commentary job this week. Do join him, and F1 Gravity will be returning back to the combox tomorrow. Join LRS Mercury and F1 Gravity tomorrow for the Tier 2 Canadian Grand Prix, where Matt should win by about a minute. We'll join you. See you tomorrow for the Tier 2 Canadian Grand Prix.